Capital Views is sponsored by Northrim Bank, Alaska Oil and Gas Association, ConocoPhillips, and Linden.
Hi, I'm Tim Bradner with Alaska Legislative Digest, and welcome to Capitol Views. And a special welcome today to newly elected Representative Elexie Moore, representing House District 28 in Wasilla. Thanks for joining us, Representative Moore.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a great opportunity to be here. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to start out by asking just a little bit about yourself, your background, what you've done, kind of what motivated you to run for office.
Yeah. So I was born and raised in Alaska, in Anchorage specifically, and then moved out to the Valley when I was a young teen, and graduated out there. I have raised my family out there in District 28 and have worked out there. I was in sales off and on for a little while, raising my little ones, and then went into full time real estate for the last decade. I've sold all over the Valley, all over Anchorage, and the outskirts, and just have yeah, I have 6 children. I'm married to my husband, who is a sloper. He's an oil and gas consultant in the North Slope and in the Cook Inlet. And we love Alaska, and I represent District 28, and that is about 40 minutes north of Anchorage. And it is basically, when I try to describe it to people, it's because the valley is so vast. It's kind of the heart of the valley. So a little bit of Palmer and a little bit of Wasilla. And we're right there off the Trunk Corridor and the Bogard Corridor. And then Palmer and Wasilla, a little bit of inner Wasilla, and then bunt up right after Colony High on 49th State Street. So we're going to bump into District 20. 5 on the right there on 49th, and then we bump up against District 26, and then we bump up in Wasilla against District by near Church Road, Selden area, 27. So we're just right, kind of encompass everybody there. A lot of big, heavy neighborhoods, lots of business on the Palmer Wasilla Highway. So really great district, really wonderful, wonderful people. So happy to be representing them. I ran just based on my kids. I have 6 and all different ages from 6 to 17. I have a senior this year that's going to be graduating. And I think the heart behind me running was just trying to provide a better outcome for them as they grow older. We're kind of on a trajectory in Alaska right now, and I wanted to be a part of these conversations and a part of these decisions. And I think the decisions that are being made today are going to be the direct result of our youth and their future, and I think they deserve a better one, and the same opportunities that we had to be able to afford to live here, to be able to go to school and get a good education, and have a good job and have opportunities to do those things. So that was kind of the drive behind me working to get to this position. So.
Alexi, what committees are you on? It sounds like you have a strong interest in education.
I do have a strong interest in education. I did not get on education this year, but I love following along. I'm on transportation. I am on state affairs, tribal affairs, and I am on a couple subcommittees: admin, transportation, and finance for state affairs.
Um, the transportation would be an interesting one with all the road work. I mean, I know roads are a big priority for the Mat-Su region. What's your sense of the road the needs out there, and whether there can be any state assistance that can be provided?
Yeah, so I think that that was probably one of the bigger issues at the doors was our roads, and being able to travel to and from work safely and to and from schools safely. And that's definitely something that we've brought up on the transportation committee, talking to DOT for different things that need to be put into place to make those things happen. I think those are probably, we have stuff in process for Bogard corridor to be revamped and make that safer, but I think that there's a lot of work to be done. Palmer-Wasilla kind of bottlenecks. So in order to alleviate some of that bottlenecking, I think that some of the other feeder roads need some attention, and we hope to have some of those things looked at and alleviated.
Being in real estate, you probably have your real finger on the pulse of this, but the Valley has been the fastest growing region of the state. And my
Mhm.
sense is that the whole kind of population base of Anchorage is moving toward the Valley. Um, I mean, you're in real estate. Do you have any observations on that? I mean, how much more room is there to grow out there? And
Uh,
is population growth continuing?
Yeah. Oh, I feel like it's just booming out there. Construction is constant, and we have sellers and buyers. I mean, we go in lulls, but I feel like the valley stays pretty consistent with our sales and with people coming in. I know rentals are booming as well in the valley, and so that's a good thing. We have lots of growth. Um, I think that moving forward, we have to kind of have some of these, we have to really look at some of these new developments that are being put in to be put on. City water is a big deal, and we have to upgrade some of those things in Wasilla. Our sewage plant, things like that need to upgrade. And all things that are in process and being worked on. But yeah, I mean, we're looking 10 years down the road because we're growing vastly and so fast.
Well, it's a remarkable change. Many communities in Alaska are declining in population,
Right.
and
And
that's super.
even with education as well. Yeah. With, lots of districts are closing schools, and we've opened up a couple schools this last year. So and built a couple schools as well. So it's pretty remarkable that what the Matsu Valley is doing for sure.
Well, anyway, well, thank you very much, Representative Moore, for joining us. We'd like to continue the conversation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate you having me here today.
Thank you for joining us.